Hey guys, welcome to Sketchup Live. Welcome back, hopefully. Or actually, no, I guess we really want new people. So welcome first timers. Well, welcome
Not
everybody.
that there's anything wrong with the old second timers,
Ooh.
previous timers. I don't know what the appropriate usage is there.
Uh,
I
re
feel like maybe we should rewind and start over.
yeah, okay. Three, two. Hey guys, welcome to Sketchup. Whether it's your first time here or you're a return viewer, welcome. Is that better?
That's better. That's good. Nice. Well done.
Whew. I was worried that I screwed that up. How's everybody
Right,
going?
yeah.
Where's everybody calling in from? Jody and myself are sitting in Longmont, Colorado, where it's gray, overcast, not really snowing. It's pretending every once in a while, but mostly it's just cold.
Yeah. It's so cold that it can't snow, I think. I mean, I guess I can't complain too much about it. It's not like Wisconsin cold or something, but
Yeah, it's dry cold.
yeah, it's a dry
It's a
cold.
dry cold. Is that
Yeah,
like being so tired you can't sleep? So cold it can't snow?
I think so. And I'm okay with that. It makes sense
I
in my
like it.
head.
Let's see where else we got.
It's
Got
supposed to
people
get
from
colder.
Chile, Dorset, Devon, Texas, Austria. I
See,
think that's
probably colder in
Russian.
Boston.
I can't read that
Which
one.
one?
JDC, we are all about return viewers. You're our favorite next to the new people. As
You're
in,
in the
as
top
it,
three. Top
as
three categories.
next to is in right alongside, not like after or behind. Nebraska, Minnesota, Estonia, St. Louis, Boston, Philippines, South Louisiana, deep in the bayou, Hungary,
So
Netherlands.
anytime I think of uh, Louisiana and the Bayou and all that stuff, I always go to Justin Wilson. Did you ever watch him when you were a younger person? It was for some reason he was on like late Saturday morning, right? Like so, I'd watch my Saturday morning cartoons, and then the Cajun Cook, I think
That's
is
right.
what
He was a
he.
cook, right?
Yeah,
He
and he
put
had.
onion in things.
Yeah, exactly. And so I would end up watching him. I was like, I finished watching Bugs Bunny, and then all of a sudden, Justin. It's
Yeah,
good
they
times. I
they
can't
snuck
cook.
him in
I
there.
can't cook at all though. Yeah.
All right. Let's get this thing rolling. Hey guys, I am Aaron. I'm going to be modeling a tractor today in SketchUp. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a lot of fun. So welcome. And with me always is Mr. Jody Gates.
Hey, that's me. Hi, I'm Jody. Nice to meet you.
I don't know if Jody can see that, you guys. Not yet. I'm flashing a little message up in the live stream about today and
Oh,
and Jody.
yep. There it is.
So I
There it
didn't say
is.
anything.
Nice. So subtle.
I just snuck it in there. Uh, yeah, so feel free to say happy birthday to Jody,
Or
um,
don't. You don't have. I mean, it's
or
it's
don't.
your life. Live
Yeah,
it.
say what you want. I don't. I just honestly doesn't matter to me. I've already said happy birthday, so
Well, thank you for the happy birthdays that are flashing up there.
awesome. So today we are going to get in here and we're going to model a tractor. I have to throw out a thank you to I think it was Gusbert, yes, who threw up pictures of a John Deere 830. A John Deere 830. I don't know. I don't know how you say it, but that is the one we're going to be modeling. It is. It has that classic tractor look. I mean, I was thinking about something with like the real rounded, but I think what I'm thinking of in my head is something out of a Mickey Mouse cartoon more than a real tractor. Um, this has that solid. I'm a real tractor look that I think is good to have in a thing that exists in real world. So if you haven't already seen them, we do have a bunch of photos that Gusbert posted up on our forum. So if you head over there now, you can grab them if you want. I think the goal with this is to be inspired and create a tractor that looks a lot like this particular one. I don't want to, get super meticulous, perfect about it because I don't have that kind of detail or measurements in the photo. So we're gonna make an awesome looking thing today. That's the important part. When it's
What the
done,
heck
we will
is
have a thing that will be a tractor like.
what is this weird thing that Dave posted? There's an engine in the back. Look at a hot rod.
Yeah, well, look at the P
The
Bacat.
one
I
that
don't
he.
know how to say anybody's names ever.
Oh,
Uh,
whoa.
Posted a
That's
super high
there's no
tech one.
place. Yeah, there's no place for a human to sit in that tractor, is there?
Well,
That's got to be automated.
it's probably autonomous. Yeah, tractor, go. I don't know what tractors do. Go do things. Go. Oh, I'm so city. I'm suburban
Do
beyond
tractor
belief.
things. Go tract.
Sorry. All right, I gotta stop embarrassing myself. No, no, I won't stop.
So
I will just change how I embarrass myself now.
so when we got acquired by when we moved from Google to Trimble, uh, the whole automated car thing was just kind of start to be talked about. And one of the things that they told us, like one of the, like whoever it was from Trimble that was bringing us on, was like, "Oh yeah, no, we've had a self-driving dump truck parked out here in the I don't know, the proving grounds or something like that. They've got like a place where you could actually go and watch their self-driving trucks, but they were all using like the big Trimble antennas and everything. It cracks me up the idea of self-driving dump trucks. That is not a thing I want to go awry anywhere near me.
You know, it's funny, but like about a block from where I live, there is a robotics place, and what they create is they actually make self-driving lawnmowers and street sweepers. So they have this kind of it's not big. It's like I don't know an eighth of an acre, but it's kind of has all these hills on it, and there'll always be like three or four guys standing out there watching this lawnmower by itself, just going around and cutting the grass. It's everywhere.
I'm,
Uh,
I'm not quite ready to get a self. I don't even have a self-driving vacuum cleaner yet, so
yeah,
probably won't be getting a self-driving mower soon.
I have dogs. I can't see my dogs being cool with the.
I
That'd
didn't
be
even, that's not even me considering how much my dog would completely lose his brain.
just absolutely is mine. All right, so let's hop in here. We're gonna use, like I said, these pictures that are up on the forum. So check those out if you have not seen them already. I think I'm gonna try to wherever possible pull geometry off. So I may actually import like one of the sides and the front image into SketchUp to pull geometry off of. Um, and then the problem with the images, they're real images, so they have vanishing points. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I want to start with getting a watermark in here. So I have one picture in here in particular I thought would be a good one to have up as just the first image. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to go to my styles, edit my styles, and go to my watermark tab, and plus, and I'm going to grab this tractor angle image. That's the one. I'm going to put it in the background. I'm going to make it opaque. I'm going to position it down here in this lower right corner. I'm going to shrink it down. I just want it to be there to work just as kind of as if I had this pinned up on the wall. So I just glance up at it. Is that all looking right? That kind of thing. I'm not going to actually pull dimensions off of it or try to line up my tractor with it, but just to have there as a constant reference. All right, with that, let's go ahead and import some of the others. So the profile and the front, maybe the back view. We'll start with the front view. We'll pull those in right now. So I'll say import. I'm not going to do the full cage, the reference image cage, the way I did with like Cinderella's castle. This one I have an easier time telling what's the front and what's the back, unlike we experienced with Cinderella's castle. That could have gone a lot.
Although it is possible that you have multiple pictures of different tractors. Although everything Guspert looks like they're all the same.
Yeah, they all
You're
have the same.
probably safer there.
I'm in better hands this time, thanks to Guspert. All right, I
Yes.
think let's get this left side one. All right, I'm just gonna.
So I don't know. Years ago, I don't remember how long it was, and I don't remember if he had it on his channel or if it was on the SketchUp channel. But Tyson did a speed build of a tractor. It was one of the first times I was watching somebody where they were making like a car and just modeling half of it with a mirrored component to do the other side, since it was all symmetrical anyway.
Ooh, good
Pretty
tip.
fascinating to watch at speed. I wonder if I can find that.
I do remember that. I remember he had that one, and then he had a one where he modeled a telescope, which was I really still enjoy watching that one.
Apparently, you can't search Google for Tyson tractor speed build. It didn't really. Apparently, Google's not as smart as I think it
Psh,
is.
psh. Come on, Google. All right. So right away, this is what I want to point out. When you're working with reference images, and this is nothing bad about it or anything like that, real images, not illustrations or architectural drawings, they do vanish. So as I look at this piece, I can see that it looks like the front tires are way wider than the back tires because of that vanishing that goes back. So this is what I was saying. I'll kind of maybe just pull inspiration or some shapes off of here, but I'm not going to try to, line up the wheels and scale everything right because it's just not going to work. All right, let's get in. Let's start. I think I must just start with a rectangle. We'll just start with something like, I don't know, start with something like this.
What would you call that?
I still call it a rectangle.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna pull this back a little bit of a tilt like that. And then I'm gonna knock off this right here, right off the bat. And then I feel like we got something kind of like this, go parallel to this, happening. And then somewhere in here, it looks like about here, that bottom drops down. So just creating a quick profile, just something to start working off of is really what I'm looking for here. And I don't, like I said, I'm not worried about keeping it tied to the image or anything like that, but I just need a shape to work off of before, actually I'm gonna put it back on here. And I'm gonna go to change my view so I can see through X-ray. I don't know if you guys notice this, but I don't use a whole lot of X-ray. I know some people just use it like crazy. It's something I don't use a whole lot of. In fact, I would say that a lot of times X-ray causes me more problems than it solves. You guys ever hit that? Get that kind of issue?
I feel like it's something that I need to have a shortcut so I can turn it off and on quick and easy.
Yeah. I know
I
some
do like
people.
the new like you can see through it to grab the back corner that came out in 2020.3 or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say is ever since that came out, I don't find myself needing X-ray quite as much. All right, so I think that's kind of what I wanna, I think this goes more like that. Okay, so there's my initial, I'm trying to account for distortion too, because like I said, as we look at especially rounded items in photos, they're gonna kind of look a little funny. Not funny, haha, funny weird. I know a lot of people,
Sometimes a haha.
yeah, yeah, haha,
Yeah, haha.
yeah,
You know a lot of people.
um, have a shortcut key for that. Which again, not something I've done, but some people do have a shortcut key where they just can toggle that on and off. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I will grab these lines right here, and I'll bring these over here. Just kind of generally line that up. And obviously this is not going to work. This is totally different size. So what I'll do is I will scale this. We'll hold on shift to uniformly scale until I get that to about the right size. Again, I'm just looking for kind of a reference. A little. Okay, so I'm going to take this way. This I'm going to take to about here. Like that. And this line really does need to go down. This little underbelly section's quite a bit bigger. Okay, so that is kind of what I'm working with to start. This guy will actually have kind of a, I should do this with a Bezier. Draw a Bezier. I'm going to go from here to, well, I guess I'll take it all the way down here. Come up like this. All right, give me that that curve. All right, I'm going to take that and I'm going to plop that back on the front of my profile. Cool. So that gives me something to work with. That gives me a start. As I look at this, I'm going to start with this piece right here. I'm going to make this bumper kind of thing. I'm going to use another Bezier. I think I'm going to be using a handful of Beziers today. Come down like this, pull it out to here. Whoops, did that wrong. I'm going to go straightish down. Get that curve like that, and then just pull it all, oops. Make a copy of it and pull it straight over like this. Get rid of that first one. It's just off somewhere. I missed. So I'm going to break that line, put my own line in there. I think it was when I moved it. I probably should have offset it or something. Do you guys ever, I don't know if you ever get this where, so if I scroll in, I get this super jump, like, whoa, I'm way past it. When you scroll, SketchUp views or zooms in on the pixel that is under your cursor. So when my pixel's in the middle of nowhere on no space, it has a set amount it jumps in with each roll of the wheel. If I'm over something, then it's a percentage of how far your camera is from the wheel. So it'll slow down as you get closer and closer, as long as your cursor is over something. So if you're zooming in on line work, it's tough, it's hard to do, but if you keep your mouse over a line, it'll zoom in, just get closer and closer to the line, whereas if you're over empty space, you'll shoot right past it. So just an FYI if you ever see that.
So while you're talking about that, Paige commented that asked if you had updated the driver on your space mouse. Maybe that was what's going on. And also at the same time, Felipe also asked what that is in your left hand. So it's probably a perfect time to talk about.
Now's the time. Got it. This right here is my 3D mouse. This is a Space Mouse Enterprise from the company 3D Connection. It is a tool, it's a peripheral. It is absolutely not required to run SketchUp, but it can be used in SketchUp and a lot of other 3D modeling. Anything where you navigate in 3D space can be used. What it does is it allows me to take the model as if it was sitting in my hand and spin it around in 3D space. So this is super nice for things like presentations. As SketchUp users, we get used to this jerky, this view where we do this kind of thing all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're not a SketchUp user and you're not expecting that jump, it can be a little disconcerting. It can be a little alarming. I don't know. It can be something. So it's kind of nice to have this nice gradual spinning and viewing. The other thing is, because my zooming is done over here with my left hand, it leaves my right hand open to move the mouse around, maybe go pick a next command I want to do as I'm zooming, or change my UI as I'm coming in here. It allows me to do double duty because I'm not worried about using this mouse to zoom also. So like I said, not a requirement. You don't have to have one to use SketchUp, but it is a nice option to have. It's great for presentations. If you do a lot of presenting in SketchUp, I highly recommend getting one. And if you're a SketchUp user already and you're looking to kind of get to that next step, what's the next step? How do you get better with SketchUp? You might want to consider it there too, because I can say that as a designer, it has definitely improved how I use SketchUp. So worth checking out.
We should probably work with them to create a SketchUp bundle or package or something. They should totally be making. They should have a version that's all about SketchUp.
I think so. You should
Maybe the
tell them that.
maybe the top knob is actually the SketchUp logo.
Ooh, I like that. I'll work with them to get a signature collection.
There you go.
Like chefs have their knives or their pans or whatever.
Yeah,
All right, I did that whole
it's
thing. I
got.
was all out of plane, so I'm just gonna redraw that real quick.
Yeah, I was watching that, thinking maybe you should shut up because it's
Yeah,
not it's not helping
less
your
talky,
technique.
more pay attention to what the hell you're doing. All right, there we go. Okay, so what I think I want to do now then with that, I don't have the top view, but it's pretty easy to see how this all shapes up. So I'm going to throw a rectangle on the ground right here. I'm going to put an arc on here, something like that. And then I will grab all this. Before I do I'm going to have just do a follow me around like that. But before I do a follow me, I'm going to grab these pieces and I'm going to weld them. By welding them beforehand, it's going to keep this new welded piece without any breaks in it. So it's kind of something I've added to my workflow since that native weld showed up in there, because right clicking and hitting weld, for whatever reason, just seems quicker to me than hitting the weld button or going to extensions and finding weld. So I would say 9 times out of 10 when I do a follow me now, I grab the geometry, weld, and then hit follow me. So that is my, even as an old dog, I am occasionally finding new tricks apparently. Shut up, I'm not old.
Um,
Sorry.
it's not your birthday, so
That's
you're
right.
young still.
Yeah, Jody's old, not
Um,
me. Wait,
yeah.
wait, that wasn't
Wait,
right.
damn it.
That was rude.
So why did you save it as untitled when you saved it?
Son of a gun. Because I like that. I like that title.
I have so many documents titled Untitled and Untitled 1 and Untitled 2
I know. I know.
and
It's true.
Box 1.
It's true. All right, I'm gonna take this piece and I'm gonna put it up here because I wanna see some things. So I'm starting to think about this grill right here. This looks actually very uniform here. For whatever reason, I have a little bit of a flare this way, more than I see over here. Kind of thinking I might just do away with that. So I'm gonna pull this in like this so it's symmetrical top to bottom. I do have a little bit of a slant here though to account for. I'm going to pull that back in too. So I'm going to temporarily, I'm just trying to think of the best way to get these distortions where it's just a little bit tilted out. As I start to do arrays of things like this grill piece, it's going to be a lot easier to do vertical array of pieces and then come back and, make them come out rather than trying to do arrays on angles and that sort of thing. So I'm going to pull this back out to vertical. And bring this into here. And probably pull that in just a bit, oops, just a touch. Actually, that's out of plane. That's going to be something. Yeah, this is probably one of those spots where planning ahead. What's that? There's a saying about that. An ounce of planning is something or something.
Pound of cure. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Hmm. I
No,
really
no, are
was
we talking
never
about
much of a
cured
Cure
bacon
fan
or
myself.
no? What? You wouldn't make a very good Gen Xer then.
Yep. Sorry to say. Okay, let's get these things in here. All right, so if I look at this, I got a crease right here, so this is the middle one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One in the middle and 12 on each side.
Sounds good.
So I'm thinking there is an extension copy along path, but I don't know how well that's going to work. I'm going to take this straight piece right now. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. I don't know how this is going to work. This never stopped me from trying things in the past. So I'm going to divide just this edge. Let's make that into 9 pieces. All right, and then I grab that, make that into a component. What would that be called? Grill thingy. Whoa, I yelled it too.
Yeah, well, you're just excited.
Guess so. Oops. I didn't
Your
mean to take those in.
enthusiasm really shows.
It's true.
So I'm wondering how many people that are watching actually attended, and I have to do that in air quotes, KBiz, and got to watch any of the KBiz videos.
Yeah, anybody?
I'm going to say
Anybody try to
probably
go?
not many.
Yeah, it was rough. That was rough.
And unfortunate.
Yeah.
Bless their heart.
Yeah, for those of you who were not aware, KBiz is a kitchen and bath design exhibition, trade show that was going on this week. We were attending there, or exhibiting there, and it was supposed to start yesterday morning, bright and early, 10 o'clock Eastern time. And instead of starting, what happened was the virtual exhibit hall did not work. Like, at all. Like, nothing worked. It did not happen.
In the most absolute usage of the word, did not work.
Nothing. Yeah. So, spent a lot of time sitting, waiting. Actually, it wasn't too bad for me because I got to work with some awesome presenters to do some sessions, and Tammy Cody and Eric Schimmelfinney hung out, and they did some training. It was a lot of fun. It was a good time, but overall, it was a bit of a bummer.
Craft Andu just asked if you could explain how you divided and pasted those pieces.
Absolutely. Sorry, I got caught up talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
it happens.
Andy is wondering if maybe you didn't turn on your keystroke logger thing.
Also true.
Man, KBiz is screwing up everything.
I'm not going to blame it on something, but yes, it is all KBiz's fault. It has thrown my world into a confusing, sad place. I didn't care that much about it. Yeah, so what I did here, I took this line segment. You can just right-click on any line segment and hit divide. Divide will just go through and break it into as many pieces as you want. You can actually slide your cursor along to pick how many pieces you want. But you can also watch down here lower right. It'll tell you how many are there, but you can also type over it. Breaking a segment is, you can always do an array. So I could have taken my first one on the end and then moved the next one down and said array 10 of these in here. That would have worked also, and totally a viable way to do it. The nice part about dividing a line is you can see it beforehand. With an array, you put those pieces in, and if you really don't like it, if it's not breaking up right, you get rid of it and try again. With the divide section, I can actually look at this and go, okay, how is this going to look? Is that going to look right? Is that going to look too crowded? And I can set that up beforehand. So I really like doing that divide and then copying along the points. Totally not required. You don't have to do it that way by any means, but it is kind of a nice way to look at geometry beforehand.
So Bill asked if you can move the item from start to end and then use the divide rather than divide the line.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That would have worked just as well. Like I said, I tend to, if I don't know if I'm just experimenting, playing around, it's easier for
Oh,
me
did you
to look at the
censor that?
line and see if that's going to look good. But if you prefer, absolutely, copying, uh, doing the array would work also. Good questions. All right, let's get rid of this X-ray. Awesome. All right, so I'm here. I'm thinking about something. That thing is this. Let me get this in here so I can think about it out loud. So I'm just thinking what's the best way going to be to close this up? Because I'm thinking lofting would be nice. Um, Move that out here. Go. So I can't, this is not a normal, uh, this is not a normal shape. I can't like follow me along here. I could get half of it. So when I get to this point, there's a couple ways to do this, right? So I can do what would be maybe the wrong way. I don't know. We'll see. See how this turns out. So if I came in, oh, I'm just off axis by squishing that stuff around. Just want to see. All right. So I have these four sides, or these three sides. I'm going to redraw that one over here, my Bezier. All right. Okay, so I have these three curves. I'm gonna redraw this one too. I don't like the way curves are kind of weird in SketchUp. So actually, I haven't taken advantage of some of the more advanced curve drawing extensions out there. I do have a copy of Bezier or Fredo Spline, which I haven't used yet. I'm excited to try it out, but I have not gotten there. But I do want to, let's draw this one back in. We'll see that goes out there. All right, so when I come to shapes like this, there's a couple things I could do. I'm gonna go and save. One thing that I have done quite a bit in the past is something like this, where I'll push-pull this piece through this way, and then I'll push-pull this piece through this way, and then I can grab these two, here, I'll grab these two curves, intersect face with selection, and what that'll do is that'll give me this. And in some cases, that might actually be good enough. I'm going to say it's a little weak. It's not quite good enough for what I want, especially since I'm not coming around this corner. I don't get this rounded corner right here that I want. I can't just do a follow me on this one, because if I was to do here, let's do it. We'll find out why right now. Oops. So if I grab this line right here, I'm going to weld it while I'm here too. And if I say follow me with this shape, so I get that very clunky look. I lost the other curve, the curve that went this way. So this is a spot where I would probably want to loft these pieces together to get what I'm actually looking for. Of course, there's so many different ways to do this stuff. I'm not sure why this line broke too. I'm gonna go ahead and weld that as well.
It is
Uh,
nice to see you're trying to do it without plugins, so
I,
for
I
those
like
that
to I like to explore my options. And of course, Fredo Loft. I did not get. I don't have a loft extension, so that makes a lot of sense. So I'm gonna go grab one. I'm trying to remember what's on warehouse for lofting. Let's take a look. So in here we have Simple Loft, Simple Loft is really nice because what Simple Loft will let you do is basically take one line to another line, and it will just take the points of one line and basically go straight to the other line. That what you have to do in those cases though is both segments have to have the same, or both lines, both edges have to have the same number of segments, and then it just maps one to one, point one to point one, point two to point two. Works really well if your geometry is set up that way. Not so much in this case. I don't know how many pieces there are here, and I'm not lofting one to one. I'm actually lofting three pieces to each other. So we're gonna need something a little more powerful than that. So I'm going to hop over to Sketchucation plugin store real quick. I apologize. I know this is not fun to watch me download stuff, but hopefully this goes super speedy, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back. There it is, Curveloft. So I'm going to grab Curveloft from Fredo 6. Download that, and then I'll just install that real quick. So come here to my extension manager, install extension, Curveloft. I already have libfredo, which is one of the pieces it would require. There we go. So now what I can do is grab my 1, 2, 3 edges, and then oops. I just forget how to. I always struggle just a touch at the beginning of this, and then there we go. That's not quite what I'm looking for. That's a little ugly. Let's play with our vertex matching a little bit. That's better. Let's see how that looks. All right, there we go. So you can see I got a much closer to the shape I'm looking for with that than what I have before. And that's lofting. The nice thing about this too is if I go ahead and explode this, obviously I'm going to have to reverse my face there. And I can take this and I can actually pull that straight back because that goes all the way back to here. All right, that's looking pretty good. We got a good front end started here.
it's a good place to start.
It's a start.
It's something.
It is something. Really something. All right. Okay, so that's looking kind of cool. I'm trying to model half of it because I do want to duplicate. Maybe what I'll do is right now I'll make this a component and I'll call this tractor half. Because, you know,
It sounds.
I will copy tractor half. I will use scale on the outside of the component to mirror it to the opposite of itself. And then we'll slap these two pieces together. Now, as I model, I can work on one half and I'll see it reflected on both sides. All right, so to get that little bit of a just a little bit of a tilt in the front. I think what we can do is, I think if I grab, no, what I'll have to explode these first. So I'm gonna have to grab all these pieces. You know what, this is an excellent time. When you get to the point where you're gonna start destroying geometry, which is where I live, I'm gonna take a copy of this, option copy, and stick it over here. Because I'm gonna explode some geometry, which means it's gonna merge with other geometry. And after I do that, it's kind of the point of no return at that point. So I'll make a copy, that way if I have to back up, I can. So I'm going to grab all these, I'm going to explode. The reason I'm exploding is because what I want to do now is I want to grab this right here, and I want to take it and slide it forward. And that's going to get me kind of like that. And then I'm going to take this piece right here, scoot it back a little. No, maybe I won't scoot that back. I'll leave it like that. Okay, so that gives me, there's my kind of angle on the front end right there. Next piece, then I got this panel coming out. So I'll just grab this and I will pull this out. That was odd. Oh, I pulled it out to where there's already an edge there, so it got a little confused. All right, so that is that yellow panel right there. Let's hop in here. I do want to, I'll reverse the face. Let's see. This piece right here, oh, I do have a little bit of a curve here, so I'll go ahead and get that into, just throw a curve in like that, and then just pull that back. I'm modeling this as solid right now. I realize this is kind of just a piece of sheet metal, but I'm going to model it as one solid piece. It's going to be a little bit easier to work with right now. It'll be pretty easy if I want to come back later and make that into a smaller piece. It's not too hard to do, so I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to stress about getting that broken apart right now.
So it's being pointed out that you have to make the copied tractor front unique. Did you not do that?
That was a test and you guys did great. Good thing it all turned out well. I didn't need it. I'll just erase this and pretend that never happened. You guys are the best. Yep, that's how I roll. All right, I got another curve or two here. Oh, come on, K-Biz, mess with my flow. Oh, I wonder how long I can blame stuff on that.
So it's sort of like a thanks Obama now, right?
It is absolutely. I wrote that for several years, so I don't know. I'll just stick with it.
You could probably only use KBiz for probably 3, maybe 6 months.
Yeah, I turned 8 years into about 10, 12 years. We turned 3 days into a solid week and a half.
Have you ever been out to that place in Hygiene? There's a guy out there that has like rebuilds old tractors, so he's always got several of these things just kind of parked out in front of the.
I have not.
Oh. It's pretty neat.
Sounds like a fun place, though. I just realized that I pulled the wrong faces through there. So this may be the downside to working on both sides at the same time, is that here in the middle, I can potentially hurt myself because I can grab the wrong pieces here, so I don't want to do that. Just mostly I just got to make sure to just be conscious. Just be conscious of what you're doing. Watch where you're clicking, pal. All right. That's cool looking. I like it. I like it. I can get rid of option erase that to smooth it out. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, so here, this, for lack of a better term, I'll call it a bumper, comes out to the same place as this yellow piece, so that's right here. Maybe I'll take that just, again, it broke that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that curve, re-weld it. And if you get this, so it's telling me I can't take my push-pull past the edge here. So I'm going to just hit my Option key, which is make a new face, and then I can just delete that edge there. It'll let me pull it through that way. All right, so now what I need to do is make this, I'm assuming this is like a skid plate kind of thing, a underbelly, not in a seedy way, but more of a just a underneath kind of way.
What is the opposite of seedy anyway?
Pleasant.
Well, but I mean, it feels like there's got to be a word.
Yeah, that
like
sounds
seedy.
A little soft.
Were you going to turn on the app that showed your keystrokes?
I did.
After we mentioned that earlier.
Is it not showing?
It didn't appear to be.
Well, I haven't hit it, so if I hit A right now, yeah, there we go.
Oh, there it is. Okay. You're just doing a lot of clicking. You're just in a clicky click mode right now.
Yeah, I was not so typey, less typey, more clicky. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to grab these faces and make a group. I'm going to go into that group and hide everything else. All right. This is what I want to be looking at right now. You know, I'm also going to go to, I don't have a shortcut key for this, but in Component Edit, I can say hide similar components. That's going to hide my other half. I don't need to see that right this second. All right, so let's get, so here's kind of the profile. This does have a curve to it. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a Bezier curve here up to about, say, there. Something like that. And it has a curve down as well. So not much. It really is kind of a small curve right here. Let's draw another Bezier curve. This, by the way, the Bezier I'm using, for those of you who haven't been here previous now, is just the SketchUp Team's Bezier tool. I tend to use it a lot. And then one last curve in this direction. And I don't really have a good idea of how this curve works, looking at my photos. It definitely fills up here, but it kind of looks like that's maybe it. So I'll stay pretty minimal with this curve. I should probably put a shortcut on Bezier curve because it is definitely a tool I use a lot. Okay, so I'm going to say that's what I want to loft. So let's go ahead and I'm going to weld some stuff first, like I have been. Right-click and weld. Grab these three guys, right-click and weld. Same thing here, grab these two, right-click and weld. If I grab all three of these, oops. Do I have a little segment in there? I do. Look at that little tiny edge. What are you doing? Causing problems? All right. Let's try it.
For fun.
Shh. All right. Now, one curve, two curve, three curves. Ugh. I don't like when this doesn't work. Oh, am I hitting the wrong one again? Oh, man.
At least it's fun to watch.
Well, glad you're enjoying yourself. There's three buttons there, and I've just, for whatever reason, keep clicking the wrong button. There we go. Right button's pushed, and it works like a champ. All right, there's my underbelly shape. Let's go ahead and select and explode that guy. Reverse the face.
So up in the chat here, Bruce said that that is a casting used as an engine pan.
Oops. I buy that. I don't know why I wouldn't.
It looks like we have a handful of tractor experts. So
Oh,
that's fun.
crap. I mean, that's great. All right, so I just realized I have this actually created, because the way my curve came down, it actually created a little bit of an indent in there, which made my loft look bad. So I'm going to redraw this curve real quick. It's hard to see, but it comes up just a little bit higher here than it should. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a new Bezier. I'm just going to do the whole thing, go from here to here, and we'll pull that first one down like that, and then there we go. Cool. So I'm sorry, did anybody actually come back and comment that they did try to go to KBiz? I know we asked that question and then I promptly moved on to
I
other
never
things.
saw any suggestion that anyone had.
Hey, then you guys didn't miss out on anything. All right, let's try that again. That looks better. Sometimes, a lot of times when you're doing half of a piece like this, uh, especially with curves and lofts and that kind of stuff, you can get like, kind of dimples or butt cheek kind of shapes, or the opposite where they kind of point out and you get like a cone head kind of thing. Uh, it's nice when it all comes together like this, and I don't have any real big points or indents. That's a plus. That is a big plus. All
I
right.
feel like I was not expecting to hear the phrase dimples or butt cheek kind of things
Hey,
on this stream today.
that's apparently how we do it.
All right. Okay.
Apparently, I don't know.
So it would seem.
Yeah. All right. There we go. Close that up. Cool. Well, hey, this is coming along swimmingly. That sounded far more sarcastic. I really think this is going well.
Yeah, the weird emphasis on the word
That was
really
odd.
kind of.
That was odd. I apologize. All right. So we're very quickly running up to the point where there's a thing going on that I can't see what's going on, which is basically from this point back. I know there's more tractor back there, but I can't really see it in any of the images that I have loaded. I think this carries back a little bit longer and then kind of starts tying into these fenders, the tractor fender.
I think
That's
that's
fair,
the right
right?
word.
Yeah. Uh, but while we're working on the front end, I'm just gonna keep going. I want to throw this front axle and a couple tires on here real quick. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna say this is about the middle of the wheel. And I'm gonna draw a rectangle like this. Okay. So what I think is gonna happen, I think I'm gonna have a hubcap.
I just said there's a new image on the forum and it helps.
I like help. I'm a big fan of getting help. Let me just turn my head this direction. Ah, there we go. All right. All right. So I'm gonna work on this just a little bit more first. I'm gonna get the profile of this tractor. So I have this cut out here. I want to copy it on the other side. So I'm going to option copy it over here. And now what we've got is, again, I've got, I'm trying to make these shapes right here.
Loft tool was it that you ended up installing?
What's that now?
Which loft tool did you install?
Curvaloft.
Oh, that's Loft.
Yeah,
Okay. Did you get it? You got it from the warehouse?
I did not. I got it from
The internet.
Sketchucation.
Okay. Okay. Sketchcation.
Yes. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of a divot right here. So you can see this kind of comes in like this, and then we kind of go out and then like that. So I'm going to draw Bezier from here to say here, where it'll come in like that, and kind of out like that. There we go. And I'll take, I guess I could have done the whole thing in half like that, but I'll take this and I will mirror that. There we go. And there is a profile of half of my tractor tire, I think. We're gonna see how it turns out. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll slide it right over here so it's off the image. And I'm gonna draw a circle. Actually, you know what I could do now? I'm not gonna get this level of detail in here, but I could put a little something just to show that, I don't know if that's a hubcap or what you would call it, but it sticks out. It's a sticky outy bit. So maybe it's actually more, oops, more like this, and then this kind of comes out. All right. I don't know, that's probably supposed to all go in a little more. Anyhow, I could fine tune, but we'll slide it in like that. And this probably comes in too. All right. So I'm going to get a profile here. And then all I got to do is get a circle, line it up with this middle piece. It doesn't have to be connected to it. I'll slide it over here. And then what I can do is I can grab this circle. I can say, follow me with this shape, and I'll get this. Not too bad. It is a serviceable representation of this shape, I believe. All right, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to move that out a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more. All right, cool. And I'm going to grab all that, reverse my faces. I'm going to make it a component. And we'll bring that forward. So that kind of comes out, lines up. The center of it's just back from the front. So something kind of like that. You can see it's pretty wide out. That's a little too far forward, I think. All right, something more like that. And when I get it about where I want, actually I think it needs to be even a little further out like this. It's actually a ways out there. Once I got it where I want, I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to go edit, cut, and I'm going to go into this half of the component, and I'm going to say edit, paste, and place. And now when I come out, you'll see I have both of them in there because they're on their own sides. Paste and place is one of the best commands ever. It's really great. I like it a lot. I use it constantly.
I'm really good about forgetting that it exists and how awesome it is.
After having done that, I really feel it needs to be a little further back. Okay. Now we'll get this front fork shape in here. So a lot of times, because paste and place is so powerful, you could draw anything anywhere and put it wherever you want afterwards. I will do a lot of, when I have my components like this, I'll do a lot of my modeling out in the real world, outside of all my context. So what that means is I can come in here and I can start drawing right on top of this piece without ever having to worry about my geometry joining together with this, because everything else is a component, and keep my raw geometry out here away from everybody else where it can't hurt anyone. And I can do whatever I want. And then when I'm done, when I know, okay, now I have good geometry that I'm ready to take back into the rest of it, then I can do the same thing. I can cut it and then just paste in place. All right, so this piece right here, I'm gonna put one curve that goes like this down, because it kind of looks like that's what I got going on there. See, that comes down like that. Looks like it maybe comes straight out a little bit first. And then I'll draw a Bezier curve here up to this point here. And here, kind of come up like this. I feel like I'm a lot lower. And then right here, we got a little flat section here, and then a flat section here. This one's actually probably a little higher, maybe something like that. And then we have the same thing, just a kind of a very, very gentle curve. So almost a straight line. I could probably get away with just drawing a straight line, but I'm enjoying my Beziers. So go like this. I'll pull just a little bit here, a little bit here. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. And then that whole thing kind of looks rounded. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use another extension. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to grab this. And I'm going to grab this. Maybe I should weld those first. Let's weld them real quick. All right. And then I'm going to go up to my tools, Fredo 6 collection, and I'm going to grab my Fredo corner and put a round curve on those guys. So right now, whoa, how?
It's always so jarring to look at Fredo's UI next to SketchUp UI.
It is different.
I don't know which one would be better, but they definitely are different. Lots of words in his.
Yeah, for some reason, here's try this again. Tools, Fredo corner, round corner. Huh. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should unweld that. Try grabbing those. Tools, Fredo 6. I should probably just turn the toolbar on at this point. Surprise!
Auto close.
Yeah.
That's not fair. Jason on Facebook made some comment earlier about wondering how often it bug splats, and I was prepared to say, can't think of the last time I saw it bug splat.
At least once. Yeah, to be fair, I did just install an extension without rebooting, which is kind of something you're not supposed to do. But yeah, that was unexpected. I did not really expect that to happen. I'm trying to think. Those of you who join us regularly, there we go. That's what I was expecting. All right.
See, so SketchUp knew you needed to restart after that install.
And
so it
that
restarted
works
for you.
All right. So now
we've been working with machine learning in SketchUp. So
right. How does a forcible restart sound? Surprise! Yeah, because that was all right. That was good. Cool. So there we go. Fredo corner now gave us nice round corners on that piece, which is really what this looks like. You can see from the shadows right here. You can see it on this right here. You have that round corner. And I know there's more detail as it goes in, but we'll go ahead and grab that. Make that into a new component. Excel. I'm going to cut it. Come in here, edit, paste in place. All right. It looks weird. Something looks weird. Not sure what. I'm weirded out by something. Anyhow, we'll maybe I'll figure that out.
Let's see. Let's see if maybe someone has the answer already.
I mean, I'm not. Oh, maybe that tire's just not big enough. Oh, that is exactly it. Because I pulled the tire off of here, which is a smaller picture. Let's grab this. Scale this. Scale about the middle. All right, so if I zoom back to the point that these panels are about the right size with that picture, so these get a little bit bigger. All right, that's better. All right, so now I can come in here, I can grab all this, I can shift it down, maybe back a little bit, something like that. Does that look closer to, that looks better. All right, obviously this is not correct now, this piece. So what we can do, grab this, see if we go straight up. It actually looks like we're getting into some serious distortion if I mess with this too much more, but it kind of looks like this piece. Nah, as soon as I do that, it's going to get ugly. Okay. Yeah, that kind of pushed them in too, didn't it? So I need to grab this now.
It's looking kind of weird.
Skinny that out.
Like whenever somebody puts their face in, like halfway on a mirror.
Yeah,
Something looks too
I
narrow.
see that.
Looks way too narrow.
It does. Actually, what's looking wrong is this now, doesn't it? The body, my body looks too thin.
Yeah, it looks way too thin.
All right, so let's do this.
It's like Dory from Finding Nemo.
I'll grab all of this.
She's really skinny.
She is. We'll thicken it up. It's looking better. Whoops, I did something wrong. There you go. That looks better. All right. And since I was uniformly scaling, I actually scaled against the outside edge of this piece right here. So when it stretched it, it left me with a gap. So I'm just sliding the whole thing over this distance. So the two halves should line up right down the middle again now. All right. That's looking better. But yeah, this whole thingy, let's sync back up in there. All right, that looks better. Okay, I'm happier again. Okay, let's keep moving. All right, so right back here, we get to a point where this piece All right, I'm gonna pull this back. Oops, option. So I realize that these sheets, these pieces are all flush against each other. I'm intentionally leaving a little bit of a gap just so I can maintain that dimension. Um, so I want it to be a little bit lower. Same with I'm keeping these lines. What I might actually do is grab like this guy right here. Maybe I'll take him and option copy him just a teeny bit, just like that much. Same thing here. I'll grab these two and I will option copy those over here. And then what I can do with that, part of this didn't go far enough. Let's see, where is that running short? Just short right there. Oh, that's not gonna work because it's off the face because of something. All right, here's what I'll do. Get rid of you. Get lost. This is, do you guys do this? I do this all the time in SketchUp. I'm like, I'm gonna just throw this little detail in here real quick. And I'm like, ooh, how would I do that? And I end up like, oh, broad, sweeping, important stuff. Yeah, done. This little detail, ooh, I could do it like this. I could do it like this. I could do it like this.
So many options.
Yeah, that's my thing. I have a problem. I'm gonna grab this face right here. I'm gonna copy it down to here. And then I see how that works. And then what I should be able to do, famous last words, right? Grab those lines right there and use another Fredo extension. This is turning out very quickly to be the Fredo show here, but it's just got good stuff. I'm going to use joint push pull real quick. And I'm just going to pull that down in just a touch. Just like that. And that will give me that panel line. Probably have to clean up right here just a little bit maybe. Yeah.
Tyson's speed build of this was much faster.
Well, yeah, his was like 2 minutes long. All right, so there's that panel line. So again, keeping the lines in there works. So this works for some things. The problem is, as soon as I do something like turn off my lines, turn off my hidden edges, those things will disappear. By doing a little bit of an offset like this, and then using something like joint push pull, or if it's flat, just regular push pull, that's going to give me just that little bit of accent there. That's going to tell me that that is in fact set in like that. So that looks cool. I like panel lines. They're fun. They look good. All right.
It makes it look like it's a real thing.
It does, rather than just one monolithic chunk. It looks like it could exist in the real world. All right, so where was I? I was right here putting this thing back like this. So what happens here is this big fender, this big tire, which I should probably just start working on this tire real quick. This tire wheel. I'm gonna do this one a little bit different way from the last one. I'm gonna go ahead and pick a center point. So I'm gonna say right here is my middle. Just gonna draw a line out representing that. And I'm gonna draw some concentric circles. One to here maybe. One out to this piece seems important. One to here. 1, 2, there, 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 and one big one that goes out to, there-ish. All right, so now what I can do is I can say, okay, this piece is going to be the one that comes out. Here, I need to move this off of my reference photo now because I can't see what I intended to do here. That's the center hub, and then this piece is going to come out to say there. This next piece is set in a little bit, and then my rim starts. So this is going to come out more, 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 and more. And I'll pull this out to here. Actually, I'll set this just in from the rim, like that. Come around back and not really concerned about the inside too much. All right, so that is my initial orient faces. There we go. There's my initial tire. So different way to create similar geometry. Obviously, I'm not done here. This is little too clean. Not going to work for my tractor yet. But oh, because I scooted it. I scooted. Obviously, this tractor has a lot of detail that I left out of there. But depending what you're doing, if you're not doing something that is quite as much of a focal point, tractor tires have a lot of
Rubber
prettiness. I don't know. I was to
character.
say a lot of detail, a lot of stuff to look at. I don't know. There's things. So this is obviously not gonna be enough. But so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draw a line saying this is how far it's supposed to come out. The top. No. Well. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just pull this all the way back to here. Okay. Now. I did not line that up to the right point.
It's kind of curious that the treads are as challenging as they are. You'd think it would be pretty straightforward. I mean, you look at that tire, just like psh, that thing is very simple.
Yeah. One would probably think something like that.
They would be wrong.
I did something weird. I broke a rule of my own here. I did not draw all these pieces. Oh, it's just this guy right here. For whatever reason, he's off axis. See? Just talk or draw, buddy. Don't try to do both. We'll get it lined up correctly. There we go. All right, so let's get this in here. So I really think that I'll probably do something. If I grab the center point here, I'm gonna go just in from the outside here. So it's gonna come up, kind of bulge out like that. I did that wrong. I did it the wrong direction. So I'll go like this. It's going to start to come out like this, and then it's going to bulge out just a little bit like that, kind of. Let's see, we'll grab that point. And then take that. Flip a copy 180 degrees. All right. Let's just start with this. I don't know if this is going to be right, but let me grab this circle. Follow me with this shape. Okay, that's a good tractory looking tire. Obviously we're not done.
Seen today.
That's yeah. Um, Here, I want to get rid of all these lines all the way. Let's see. I wonder if I can just do a select. I will get the wrong too much stuff. Looks all right. Yeah. So I'm going to grab those pieces right there, and then I'll just soften and smooth them real quick using the UI rather than my eraser. What are you about? Okay. I got a thing going on here. There we go. Okay. So that's a pretty depending on what I was doing, I might be done there. That would it would be reasonable to say that was enough. Um, but that's not a thing I do. I don't know. Glutton for punishment, something. I don't know how this works, but
I like
I
I like
want.
to think it's you're attempting to be entertaining.
Hmm. Is
If
this
you do
where my
what's
pain makes
predictable,
other people feel good again?
yeah, like
Okay,
why would anybody turn in to watch you do everything perfectly?
that's true. That's true. All right. So as I look at this picture down here, I kind of feel like what we got is just is if you were to look at it straight on, it would almost be flat like this. So I want to try something. All right, I'm gonna start with just a rectangle like this, and I'm gonna take that and make it a group. All right, I'm gonna come up to this one right here, align it to the center. I'm going to put it on plane like this to start with. I'm going to scale it a little bit thinner, a bit shorter. And I'm going to take it on plane, and I'm going to rotate it like this. And I'm going to try. Okay. Um, so what I'm trying to do right here is really just get a shape that I can intersect with the tire geometry, if that makes any sense at all.
So why didn't you split this in half and make it two halves of a
Because
component?
they cross over each other. See how they go past each other like that?
Oh yeah.
So, because life's not fair, life's not simple. Simple is boring. I don't know. Pick a thing. Where's it? There's my point. All right, I'm gonna take that. All right. I have no idea if this is gonna work, by the way. So I'm not actually creating the geometry. All I'm trying to create is the geometry that I can intersect to break my actual tire. All right, so there we go. So this is what I was looking for to start with. Now what I want to do, or I need a point of reference though. So I'm gonna take this piece and I'm gonna have it go to this corner. So that's one past the center. Now what I'll do is I'm going to make a copy of this guy over here. I'm going to explode, make a new group, and I'm going to scale that to -1. And I'm going to take it by this point and drag it back to one line over. And then I'll go from that point up to the midpoint here. All right, so there you can see how I have that crisscrossing geometry. Yeah, yeah. Okay, and I'll have to do this at least 2 times because this laps out. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go, I'm gonna copy these 2 pieces. Oops, I forgot to hit the Option key, so it did not copy, it just rotated them. Try that again, Option copy from one piece to the next. All right, there's 2 sets. So what I wanna do now is I want to intersect these 3 pieces with this one ring segment. So I'm going to make this piece its own section. So I'm going to, here's what I need to do first. I need to make this into a group so I can come in here and edit this without everything else getting in my way. I'm going to grab that section right there, minus this stuff. I don't want that stuff. All right. Make that into its own group. All right. And now actually I can kind of just get rid of that. All right. So now if I take this face here, I'm gonna cut that and come out and edit, paste in place, isolate that geometry. Now if I take this piece and I just take this surface and I say intersect face with model, it should get those treads on there. Beautiful. Now what I think, wait, all right. Now what I want to do is I want to take these pieces and I want to bring them out of the surface with joint push pull. The reason I'm laughing because I got to a point where I'm like, I don't know what to do now. I want to put the thickness on there, but I just want it to come straight up because I want to kind of fade down into this side. So I'm going to try doing a vector push pull where it pushes straight up the blue axis. What I'm not sure of is how that will cause this section and this section to interact. But let's find out. All right, so I'm going to grab that. I'm going to go to Tools, Fredo 6. I'm going to joint push pull again. And I'm going to do a vector push pull. And I'm going to stick straight up on the blue axis. But pretty deep, something like that. All right, I'm going to take these pieces. I'm going to temporarily just hide them. I take this piece. Oh, first I'm going to do is make it a component. That way if I have to make a change, I'll have to make it once.
Might want to save before we get too crazy with
That's
this.
an excellent idea.
It's not mine, actually. It was Andy's.
My shirt says whoops, not saved today, so keep that in mind.
2 great tastes that taste great together.
All right, copy that 23 times. And here's my question. My one question is how this came out together. It did not come together perfectly, but it's pretty darn close.
Hey, here's a chance to do some stitching.
Oh, turns out not everybody loves it as much as I do, but all right. All right, so because I have a component, this won't be too painful to fix. So what I can do is I can come into this one piece. I'm gonna, right now, for whatever reason, this got hidden or smoothed. So I'm gonna go ahead and break that, like that. I'm gonna go back up to component edit and unhide my similar components because what I wanna do is I wanna take this point right here and move it to that point there. Maybe that's what I want to do. Curious how that was going to line up. It did not line up beautifully. No, what could I do that's better than that? I wonder if I could take this and rotate it like that. That's closer. Yeah, actually, so maybe stitching is the answer to a question that no one ever asked. I don't like it. It feels like I'm copping out on this. I don't feel like it is the ideal solution, but I also don't want to spend all of y'all's precious time breaking my brain. That's going to look a little weird. But we'll see. Let's see what happens if I just do this for just a few pieces and see how well it closes up. I'm missing something. I'm missing the point. There we go. Oh, you know what? I could just loft it all together again too. Hey, we've been using, whoops. Been using a lot of Fredo stuff so far. Why stop now, right?
You're definitely killing the utility of this video for the free users.
Oh yeah, we are deep into. Sorry, wasn't intentional, guys. But yeah, we are definitely in extension territory here. That is for certain. I'm going to come into this piece right here. I'm going to do this so I can grab this. I'm going to Command C that. I'm going to come in here, edit, paste in place again, MVP command. Grab these two pieces together, and then I will grab all of this. Here.
This is a lot like making tiling images.
Yes. I'll skin that. Or I won't. Come on, man. All right. I've decided that an internal stopwatch on trying to do stuff that I'm not sure how to do in favor of just getting stuff done. Oh, look at that. That's nice. So that's how it would close up. The thing that I'm definitely tripping on right now is tripping up on is that what so the issue was my method of joint push pull. What I'm thinking I could really do is if I back up a few steps. All right, oh, look at all that ugliness. Poke, poke, poke.
Oh
right.
my. How many steps are you going to do?
All right, so now, here, I'm going to back up a little bit more even. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab this piece right here. I'm going to copy it over. Here, let's copy it like that. Missed it. Okay, and then I'm going to rotate that around the middle of the wheel. No, that's what I need to do. All right, so I got my cut into my slice. I'm going to take this piece right here. I'm going to rotate that piece about the middle of the wheel, one segment, option to right here. Then I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to take these two pieces And then that is what I will. Somebody was probably already saying this in the comments. That is what I will joint push pull.
I'll be clear. There is a lot of comments going on.
As there should be, because I would hate.
As it's very much the consensus that you're doing it wrong.
I, I believe that. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. All right, so there we go. That's a way, an option for creating that tire. It looks like a pill bug now, but we got it. Okay. I'm gonna come in here. I could join this all together, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave it as a component. I'm just going to shift erase these lines. No, I'm sorry. Option erase these lines so I get a nice smooth edge. Oops, too many. Here, let's hide the rest of the model. Get rid of this. Like I said, I could explode it and make these all into one big piece, but then if I did decide I wanted to do that any differently or more correctly, like what you guys are saying probably, I could do that. And this is just going to cause it to all blend together.
It's going to look so amazing.
You said that, not me. I can't promise anything like that. It's going to look like a tractor tire. That I will say. If you're a CrossFitter type,
Okay.
you'll probably see this and want to go throw it or something.
How could I flip that?
What? Okay, apparently I made these groups.
Whoops.
Come on, man.
Amateur hour. It's like I don't even know you.
Come on, K-Biz. All right. All right, so these two I modified, so they're no longer good. So I'm gonna grab this one and I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna option 2x. Okay, I'm gonna select one. I'm gonna go to selection toys, group copies, select all, right click, group copies, convert into component, then come into my component once again. Oi. You know, yeah, so
So is erasing lines as gratifying as stitching?
no.
No.
I would rather build up than tear down, Jody. That's the kind of guy I am.
That's what I like about you, Aaron.
Yeah.
Is you're a doer, not an undoer.
Oh, I undo plenty.
But you're still a doer.
That's true.
Even when you undo, you're doing.
That's right.
I
I like to make my undos a step forward. Oh,
that doesn't make sense.
yeah. Undo can be a positive thing, right? Oh boy. So, anybody seen any good TV shows lately? All right, there we go. Tractor tire. Moving on. Oy. Okay, so let's keep doing things. So one of the other things I got here, and I'm gonna want to, while I have this going here, is this fender. Is that what it is? It's a fender.
I'm gonna call it that
All right.
for the rest of my life.
Wow.
I know that's a commitment right there, right?
Well, I was gonna make an old person joke, but I realized I'm not that far behind, so I should probably just keep my mouth shut.
Oh, age jokes never get old.
Nailed it. All right. So I want to give this thing a little bit of I'm just going to start with something. Start with a shape. All right. And then maybe I'll come in here. Offset that. Oops. There we go. So that's the line this is the line we're looking for. Cool. All right. So what I'm thinking for this fender is I'm going to take this and wrap it around from, maybe like from here to about, looks like about halfway. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to draw a circle from the center here. I guess let's go small like that. And I'll say I want it to go, from about here to here maybe. Maybe not that far. That. And what that does is that means I can take just this curve and I can say on that curve, follow me with this shape. And obviously something was not lined up correct because that did not do what I was expecting. Let's try it again. Let's bring this out here. All right, let's try it again. Tools, follow me. All right, let's try this. So line it up like that, and then say grab this. Tools, follow me. There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
Whoa.
That's a fender. Tell you what right
Yeah.
now for free.
I'm offended by that.
I'll let you have that one.
That's no good. Thanks.
Happy birthday.
Maybe I should go home.
Call it a year. All right. All right, so that looks pretty good, except it definitely has these nice rounded corners. At least on the front. I don't know what it does back here, but I'm assuming it does the same thing. So what I'm thinking is something like this. So I'm going to grab this, make it a group, and then I'm going to grab a line, carry it straight out like this. I'm going to go across to here. I'm going to go perpendicular to this line here. Basically, I'm getting a working plane outside of this piece. I'm snapping everything except for what I want to. There we go. Okay, so now what I want to do is put the arc that I want on there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll use Bezier some more. Get my miles out of this. I want my next Bezier to tie like it's going straight back. All right. And then I'm going to project that in, see how that lines up. Let's move that back to here, and then I will rotate it in line with the fender. There we go. So that is the curve I'm looking for. Now, I can't use solid tools on this. Even though I have two solids, I can't use, well, this isn't solid because I got a line sticking out of it, but I can't use solid tools because solid tools will give you the difference or cut or something like that. So really what I want to do is I want to take this one, get rid of these extra lines, so it's just that arc. And then what I can do is I can come in here and grab all this, and I can say intersect face with model. Anything outside there's gonna get cut. And there we go. Then I have that piece gone. Problem with doing this, of course, is once I grab all this stuff, my extra geometry, somebody didn't quite make it there. So once I grab that and delete it, now I have this open, so I'd have to loft or stitch that back together. So what
The
else? What else
top
can I possibly do?
there's a top view of that in the forum. The last post that Gasper did was a good top view to see the fenders.
But does it look different from what I'm drawing? Because if it is, I don't want to hear
I don't
about
know
it.
because his is zoomed out differently.
Okay.
From this close, it all looks the same to me.
Oh, hey, I like that. Um, so what I can do here is, oh yeah, he's got it. Yeah, his is different. That's a that's a 830B. I'm doing the 830C, so a little bit different profile.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's good tractors though. Either way, solid choice for your all your tractoring needs. Um, what I could do is I can make this into a solid. So what I'll do is I will take it and I will go, because we're doing so much of this, I'm going to go to joint push pull again. And I'm going to make, rather than normal joint push pull, I'm going to say thicken. And I'll pull this out like this. And now what I've created is what should be a solid group. So now that I have this set up like this, now I can actually say take this, grab solid tools, and trim that off of this. So now I get that. And I should be able to, with that, spin that guy. Oy. Not quite where I want it to be at all. All right, here, I have to manually place this back where it should be. Like that. Spin that up to there. There we go. No, that's totally wrong. What am I doing? Who's supposed to be paying attention to me?
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
that's all right. I don't even know what just happened right there. All right, let's get this where it's supposed to be. All right, this should be like more like this. All right, I'm gonna get it about where it needs to be. Man, now I don't even remember what I'm cutting off anymore. What's Oh
It
boy.
makes you feel any better. I have no idea what you're doing either.
It all just kind of like I just had one of those I don't know what's happening. All right, let's let's do this again. All right, so I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna rotate it back over here, and now I'm gonna rotate it about itself until it's a. Oy, come on, snapping. There we go. Okay. And then I'll get this on here. And now I can get that in plane that direction. Wow. Pull this up in this direction. Yikes. All right. And now, let's see, actually, I'm going to pull this down just a little bit more. This is cheating a little bit, but I don't want a little teeny tiny gap here. A little more. Okay. And then same thing, I can take that, use that to trim this, and I can get rid of this, and then get rid of this, and I can take that now, slide it straight back along the green axis. Yeah, I like it. All right. I think that can go in a little bit closer. And I did all of that without first, this all stayed outside of the main body because I was making separate pieces. But now that I have that, I'll make that all into one group. Slide it out to where it goes. And then I can Command X, come into this component, edit, paste in place. All right, there we go. And it does look like those pieces tie back here. So I'm going to come in and grab this thing, pull this back a little bit more. So I have something to tie it into. And yeah, that looks like this city bit is right here. So let's show me my hidden.
Whew. I was trying to figure out what city bit meant. CITY.
It's a tractor term, Jody. Probably wouldn't understand it.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't feel bad. I remember when I didn't understand all these tractor terms. Whoop, whoop. So let's draw another Bezier. Here up to here. Just trying to just kind of create a shape. Let's just do an arc. There we go. Just want to get a nice arced piece that I can pull back into there. Awesome. All right, that would obviously push that through too far, so take that back. Yeah. All right. And as I do this too, I can grab these pieces, intersect face with selection. That'll give me, oops, intersect face with selection. Give me a break there. And then same thing here. I can say intersect face with model. That'll give me break lines right there. Intersect face with model. All right. Yeah, I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do about the engine piece because I know it's important, but I have no idea how to model that.
I feel like if this is an electric tractor, like converted to be an electric tractor, then there's not an actual engine. There's motors which are inside of the wheel. You don't even see them.
Just get a hamster wheel right here for starting it all up.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I did, one of the images I had was a rear view. So let's go ahead and grab that. I'm going to go to my styles once again. I'm going to go edit my watermark and I'm going to change it to tractor rear. All right, so here I have the back and it's pretty much got like, actually this doesn't even look like the same one, does it? Eh. All right. It looks like it's got like a rectangular axle. I don't know what I'm looking at here. Again, just got to be honest.
I'm trying to think of something either clever or helpful to say, and I got
uh,
nothing.
that's this is I'm sure all of that is there for a reason, but man, it's just kind of a mess to me. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and draw something like this. And then to get kind of the feel of what I have happening back here, I'll go ahead and maybe do something like that. Grab that, scale that. Yeah, that's pretty much nailed it there. Okay. We'll go like this, and I'll pull this piece out because that looks like a thing that could happen. Um, yeah. Cut that, and I'm going to go in context, edit, paste in place. That's going to give me both halves. And I'd imagine this comes in and ties into the engine-y part at some point. So I'm thinking I'll do that. I'll come in and maybe stick a rectangle here, pull that through to here. It really ties the tractor together. All right. It is, I mean, it is coming together. So that's something. It's what I got. All right. I'm going to get rid of this. Actually, I think I'm going to do something like that. Pull this back a little like this maybe, and then maybe some kind of like that. Little pseudo firewall happening maybe perhaps. Um, okay. Then I
Okay.
got to get a sitting spot and a steering piece. The seat's actually up pretty high. It's like sitting up here.
Well, I mean, since this is a battery powered tractor anyway, it could also be a smart tractor like the one in the forum.
That is true. I like the idea of smart things because it really takes the load off. All right, let's hey, I like these things. Let's put these things in. All right. Uh-huh.
Now, what you could do
Mm-hmm.
is you could just make a big solid plane, just a surface, and then project that image onto it. Then, bam, engine.
That's true. I got there's definitely some primary forms in there we could probably chuck in pretty quick, I think. Um, just I like the look of this deal right here. I'm assuming this is some kind of, this looks like exhaust. I don't know. This looks like a lamp or something. Looks like it's got glass around it. Where's my tractor, guys? What am I looking at here?
Looks like that's probably your air intake, and you have that
Ah,
little it's see through so that you can
see the
make sure it
air.
didn't get any gunk in it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, we'll
I'm
take that.
I'm taking that as a Jeep guy, not a tractor guy, though. So
Yeah,
my perspective might be slightly askew.
that ended up a little bit high. There we go. And then right behind that, I'm assuming this is exhaust. What could be a muffler, perhaps?
Maybe, why not both? I mean, the exhaust goes right through the muffler.
Yeah.
I've been next to these tractors, and I would not suggest that any muffling is happening.
Yeah, I could see that. That makes that just a bit too big, I think. I know it was not the improper use, but the term muffling just now sounded a little odd. All right. I'm just gonna put that in one group together. This looks like actually it's wider this way than this way. So we will grab this circle and oops, I reverse that face. This circle and this circle. We will scale that about the middle by hitting Option. There we go. Now let's look at proper muffler according to my city boy car eyes. All right, let's do this too. While we're drawing circles on things, let's go ahead and put that's too big. Something like that, and then I will offset that down. And then I'm going to do a midpoint. Why is that? I'm going to just draw up a quick steering wheel. Copy that. 120 degrees. 2x. All right. And drew it in 2D, but of course I'm going to leave it there. Pull this way little ways. Pull this way a little ways. Pull this way a little bit. Pull this one up a little more. Pull this one up to here. Pull this one up to here. And then, whoopsies. I didn't hit Option. Should have optioned that. Oh, my ends aren't closed, are they? All right.
Those ends.
There we go. And then one more. And now I should be able to come in here, close this up by drawing 2 lines on the circle. There we go. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab this, this, and this. And I'm just going to wow, I did not expect that to happen.
That's fun.
That's not
I
what
was
I was
keeping
expecting.
guessing.
So something didn't connect there right, that's for sure. Oh, I know what. Okay, let me grab this. Let's soften this all, and now I'll grab that also. How's that? Is that gonna let me? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Myself a little bit of a tilt there. All right, now I'm gonna grab all of that. Grab it right here. And it has a bit of kind of a tilt up like that. Make sure it sticks into there. Uh-huh. All right, and we need to do something about this seat at the very least. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with just a platform. I'm going to have to sit a little higher up than that. So, but that's about the right spot for whatever's holding it up to be. Move this side of my rectangle just by using move. Click the line, put that right about there, and then let's see. I'll start with a square. We'll come in here, do half a circle like that, and I'll take that shape and I will move it so it is lined up with the center. I'll bring it back, and then I will pull it up to about where I think that seat should be. There we go. Maybe I'll do something like this. I want this to be a soft seat when I'm doing my tractoring. I want to sit in a nice squishy seat. So I'm going to grab this edge and we'll go use some more Fredo, some not curve a loft, some Fredo corner, round that corner off. That's the stuff. There we go. That's nice. That's a nice seat.
Needs, as long as you're not going to slip off the back of it. You don't want to fall off your tractor.
Yeah, I've heard that all the tractorers make fun of other tractorers who fall off their tractors. So yeah, we should throw a back on here. You're right. Ooh, look at this. They got like, ooh, this will be fun. Famous last words. All right, I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna go this way a little bit. I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna come, take this, offset this to this point. Take that, move it up. Awesome. I don't want to do half of this intentionally because I don't want to have to do it twice. Put a curve there, put a curve here. Just kind of a low poly curve, but all right, there we go. I'm going to take all of that then, just the curve, weld it again. Take that, spin it over this way. I should be able to just drag that right to there again. Oh, something didn't, oh, I didn't grab enough line. I missed a little bit.
Grab more line. Get in there.
I'll recreate it. I can handle that. All right, so let's grab that and that and that. And I'll need to get that line. Weld it all up. And now I will put a circle right here.
What is next week's theme?
We're looking at more live components next week.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't look like it goes up quite high enough. Oh. It does more than this. Come on, tractor. Wait, no, it's not the tractor's fault. Follow me. There we go. There we got that rail around there. I'm gonna play with that once I got that geometry in there. I'm going to grab this much. All right, I think that'll work. Let's get a cushion in here. I think of a cool way to put a cushion. I'm just going to grab these, come in here, grab these 3 lines. Copy that. And I will edit, paste in place, slide that straight up.
It's always curious the kinds of things that become more complicated than you expect versus less complicated, right? You come in on modeling day and you're like, yeah, this should be quick and easy. This won't take long. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, never, doesn't always turn out that way. I'm going to offset that a little bit like that. I'm just going to get a seat back in here real quick. All right. Well, something to keep the farmer in the seat. All right, and then I'll do the same thing where I'll just do a quick round corner. I have to drop that a little smaller, maybe like a 0.5. That'll work. All right, so something like that. A group, and I'll grab those pieces, make those into a group, and that's still got to all sit on something. I don't know. This is where I'm starting to like just have to get creative and like maybe we have a pedestal like this.
So when I've seen them, it's literally just like a band of like a thick kind of piece of spring steel that kind of loops up and then comes back. So it's basically like a backwards C underneath it. And the whole thing that way can kind of bounce.
That makes sense. That's a lot better than this pillar that I just put this poor guy on.
Yeah.
So we could,
That's just going to feed all of the bounce straight into his spine.
well then maybe that farmer should try to keep his stuff a little smoother. Maybe he's not tractoring it enough.
Yeah, it could be.
All right. So yeah, so this is not really a thing, right? Cuz
A floorboard.
no. I keep looking at this too going, yeah, I still
Oh
don't see
yeah,
it.
no,
I don't. Okay.
there's
Um
plenty of stuff exposed there and just waiting to eat you.
yeah. So yeah, so let's say we do a shape kind of like um we started an arc like here and dropped it, well, maybe some more sides than that. Maybe like 6 sides. All right, so let's just go 12. All right. So we did something kind of like that. We'll do a quick offset here. Offset down just a skosh. And then maybe I'll even do something like, give a little bit of material to weld that into. I'll go give him a little bit of, and then we'll take that, slide it over here, slide another copy over here. I don't know where those lines came from. Oh, because I was trying to find the center. And now that I got both of them, I'll center it up by drawing a line between the two. And then we'll line that up with the center of the tractor. Or something like that. And just nice bouncy ride. but it's still sitting on a piece of paper floating in the middle of nowhere. Okay.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure that is how tractors are set up. Though it's not paper, obviously, it's sheet metal, but
Yeah.
it's just floating there.
Okay. Uh, yeah. Uh, National Tractor Society is going to be after me for misinformation. Um, yeah, and then that, you know, that, I'm pretty sure that that just goes like that. Yeah, that's more or less it. Okay. Hey, from right here, I feel pretty good about that seat. In fact, even from
Yeah,
like right here, I feel okay with that
it's all
seat.
it's all fine until you sit in it.
Okay, let's throw some
That's the
crap
only
in
time it
this
matters.
engine compartment. I mean, some very important
Engine.
machinery crap. All right. Did I not draw that? Nope, I did. Okay, so I drew this on axis, which is probably a good thing to do. So I'm gonna have to maybe, well, somebody's not on axis. I don't think you are, buddy. All right, get you back over here where you're supposed to be. There we go. All right, and then I will put this guy down here, just recreating this shape. There we go. Assuming this is some cover for some sort of belt or something based on my extensive tractor knowledge. And then what I'll do to kind of match the look of this, well, first thing I'll do is I'll grab all of this and now rotate it up so it's in line with the actual piece. And then I think I'll grab this and just round this over. Because like I said, it kind of looks that way. This is someplace I could actually create a path into a follow me to create that metal extrusion. But I think for where we're at now, just to get some geometry in here, I think that this rounded corner is gonna buy me what I need. Yeah. And I'm gonna pull that out. I'll stick right on green axis to, whoops, I looked away. Never look away. Hey, I got a question while I got you all here. Has anybody
Oh,
here uh, watched that show, the new version of The Stand?
I have not. That's not on one of my services
I know, me
that I
either, but I
pay for.
really enjoyed both the book and the previous miniseries, but I was wondering if it was worth signing up for CBS All Access just to watch it.
So is that like Peacock? Can you watch stuff for free with advertisements?
I don't think so. I think you have to sign up for it,
Oh, okay.
which I'm not a big fan of.
The
Oops,
Stand it's based on
Stephen King's The Stand.
Stephen King's. Yep.
And this is kind of cool. I learned about it. Uh, we did a scouting trip to Vancouver for base camp. You guys may have heard of that. Moment of silence. Um,
Going out for your homies.
we we did a scouting trip to Vancouver, and while we were there, they were actually filming The Stand. They had a couple blocks blocked off where you couldn't go in there, and they had these taxis with NYC taxi on it, because it's supposed to represent New York City. Um, but yeah, I have been excited since we saw that. My wife and I ran into that. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to watch that. but when it came out, it was on a service I did not have. So Colin said yes, he's been watching it. Is it good? Have you enjoyed it?
I keep getting like the various news sources will tell me about drama happening or trying to tell me. I don't know. They're always clickbaity headlines, so I don't know if it's good or not based on any of them. It's horrible. I hate clickbait.
I know. I'm making some shapes here, by the way, right now, in case anybody's wondering. Um, Again, kind of stuck with a not a whole lot of detail for how this whole thing looks, so I'm making shapes. Yeah, I could have been an engine designer. All right, so I'm gonna grab that thing. I'm just gonna bring it straight across here and plop it inside. Plop. Yeah, so I can tell there's definitely something going on in here. Uh,
That's where the magic happens.
yeah, that's why I can't show it, because magic. That's why we have mysterious box instead.
Maybe next time we model an engine. Wait, that sounds like a bad idea.
You know, that's one of those things that seems like it's a good time, but I don't know. It seems like you need a lot of reference for something like that. I feel like that should get pushed back to there, just for my sense of goodness. There's definitely more happening back here, but oh, I feel kind of happy about this. I feel kind of like this turned out. It's a tractor. That's how I feel. I feel like this is a tractor.
It looks like a tractor, especially if I squint my eyes like this.
So Tice is asking what the stand is. It's not real. It's not actually zombies because it's more of just the end of the world. It's actually kind of timely because it's about a flu that wipes out like 99% of the population. And who's left on the earth is divided into good people and bad people. The good people come to Boulder, Colorado. The bad people go to Las Vegas. Um, and then they butt heads because that's what humanity does whenever the stuff hits the fan.
Yeah, I always feel like that movie and book, The Road.
Yeah.
It just paints the most grim possible post-apocalyptic reality.
Well, but
I
it
want to
always
think
is.
that
I
people
mean,
will be better than that.
if you watch The Walking Dead, you're like, oh man, all these zombies are taking over. We should probably come together as humanity and make ourselves live. Nope. This is an opportunity for bad people to take over the world again. That's just kind of how it is. Yeah, we need a nice end of the world film that ends with everybody just camping on the beach, hanging out and enjoying themselves, but I don't see it happening.
Total kumbaya. Yeah. All of a sudden, whenever we're the most stressed, we decide that we're going to actually support one another. I like that.
Hey, I'm good with it. Maybe that's how we'll end these. I got to come up with a good thing to say, like, thanks for watching, and if zombies take over the world, be friendly to the other living people. That could
There
catch
you
on.
go. It's like a little moral at the end of
Yeah.
every story.
Dun, 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 dun. All right. I'm gonna call it here because I'm already making up details at this point, and I just feel like that's maybe enough detail to make up. Let's go ahead and
You've already sort of glossed over some of that. Wow, that is a big tractor.
yeah, I'm
Where
realizing
Sumele's
now.
getting
Sumela is
tiny.
reminding me that I did not build that to scale. So let's drop that down to. I mean, it's a big thing. It's a big vehicle, but here, let's see. If I grab Sumele,
It's not that big though.
not that big. Eh, I realize those are not farm clothes. That those are fancier clothes, but Sumela is what I got. I like it. It's a tractor,
Well done. It's a tractor.
as requested by somebody some weeks ago. Um, color, come on, Titus. No, I'll post this and you can color it, Titus. How's that?
Yeah. Since I don't know if this is the matches the official John Deere style, I think you probably can't paint it any color.
Yeah. Turned out all right though. I like it. It was fun. It was something. Cool. Well, so
Very
yeah,
tractory.
next week we got a whole new batch of live components, and the live component team saw the last one, and they liked it. They're very happy with the way it went, but I mentioned that I was trying to make a cohesive thing and how I had to kind of cheat it a little bit and make these deployable pod kitchen
Theme.
bathroom things. Uh, so they said they would try to organize the releases a little more, but I don't know if that meant they're going to make them so they're more cohesive and will work together, or it will be a bigger challenge to tie them together. I didn't get clear answer on which one that is, but we do have a new batch coming out next week, and we'll hop in and take a look at them, and we'll model something fun. Um, Maybe we'll open it up as we do the initial review, and you guys come back. Maybe we'll make a poll or something, and you guys can actually help us pick what it is we should model with the next batch. So I'll get those up into the forum next week, early in the week. I'll put links to the 10 or 12 components that are coming, that'll be out. They'll be out by then. And you guys can help us decide what it is. And you too can make that decision of if we make it easy for Aaron or if we decide that creativity has to go on overdrive. It'll be your decision. But the week after that is the week that we have kind of free reign to just do something fun. So last month we did V's apartment from Cyberpunk, which turned out to be really a lot better and more educational and fulfilling than I was expecting. And we don't have an idea for next two weeks from now, I don't think. So
Not that I've heard.
hey, if you guys have a good idea, something fun, something that would be cool to build, we'd love to hear your ideas. You can throw those out now, or you can throw SpaceX. SpaceX is just a company. I don't want to model a company.
Yeah. And we already did one of the rockets.
We did the one that didn't blow up. Yeah, lots of SpaceXs.
Yeah, we don't have a good thread in the forum to post those suggestions,
Yeah,
do we?
unfortunately, we have like you're right. This is looking a little wimpy. I keep getting called out for my steering wheel size being a little too small. I can fix that. I can fix that. I know what to do. We do have to clean this up real quick first, though. Um,
You could do
Ash,
one of the spaceships, a sci-fi spaceship.
that's true. I'm all for it.
Pick one of the Enterprises
That's true.
or
Ashley's pushing for
Serenity.
another castle. Oh,
Apparently, she's that appetite was not sated.
that's more.
Or you could go Star Wars. You could make like a a land speeder or a snow speeder or a speeder bike. They sure do use speeder a lot in
They
their
do.
naming
They're
conventions,
not a
don't they?
slow they're not a slow group in the future or in a long ago far far away.
Yeah.
Um, Transom, if you subscribe, you should get notified. Uh, Transom's asking about notifications for new live streams. If you subscribe on YouTube, it should tell you. But YouTube has magic algorithms for whatever reason. Same with Facebook, and notifies a percentage of your followers rather than all of them, which I don't understand and I don't know why. So you should be able to go subscribe, and when you subscribe, click the little bell, and that should notify you every time we post a video or go live. That should happen.
They probably figured that if they told everybody, then there'd be so many people watching that we would just be flooded and it would take the servers down.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I like that. I like that plan. That sounds good. That's definitely why. All right. Well, we'll call on that guys. We got some ideas here. A Tron motorcycle. That would be something. The Titanic. A 1700 Cannon.
I feel like the Tron motorcycle is like really simple. Like
Either
way
simple or
too
extremely painful. It'd be one of the two for sure.
that's true.
It
Okay.
probably depends on which one too, because if I remember correctly, the new Tron motorcycle had a lot more detail in it than the original.
The neutron cycle's really small. Neutron because neutrons are
Neutron. I got it. It took me a second.
sorry.
I'm not mature like and educated like you are, Jody. A dragon. Woof.
Hmm.
Well, we got ideas,
Hmm.
that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the very least, they'll start percolating all the things.
Cool. All right. Well, we will wrap it up now, and hopefully you guys come back next week. I said it will be a fun one. We'll hop into some more live components, and I'd love to get your feedback too. So keep an eye on the forum because I'll post a link in the forum, and it'll be linked to our live stream calendar, which is also up on the forum. And I don't know if it's Monday or Tuesday before when they release those live components, but I'll actually put links to all the brand new ones. So you guys can actually check out before we go live. You can actually go check out those new files and you can play with them and have your thoughts, input, whatever thoughts, whatever you want to say about it. You can bring those into the live stream. So we will see you guys all later. Thank you for hanging out with us. It's been a lot of fun. Have a great week. Have a wonderful weekend. And happy birthday, Jody.
Thanks. See you guys next week.
Bye-bye.